BTC Reaper, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading when the price is going up or down. Over on total for the daily, our VWAP is pushing forward, momentum is gaining strength, the money flow is still in the red, but we do look pretty positive, and we are breaking that resistance like we said to watch for. So now watch if we can make a retest and bounce off of it. If we can, then we can set up some bullish momentum to continue forward. If we look here at the 1 hour, we did push through that resistance area. We broke through a consolidation range we said to watch for right around this like 740 range. We did break for a higher high. Now watch for higher lows. The MPP does project we could just dump off and like almost hit the other support level, but I would watch. Right now, it does look a little so-so as that VWAP is coming back down. So if that VWAP cannot make a decent bounce here, followed by a higher high, then momentum will start to pull back, money flow will start to weaken, and we would see that push down. However, if that VWAP can maintain above this neutral, or at least not favor bearishly like it did back here, then we could continue a pump up. But I would watch. This is a pretty straight rising channel, and remember, rising channels are bearish patterns. Since it's very narrow, it would not typically bring you down too much, so I would just watch very close. Again, we need higher highs with higher lows. If we can get that, we can continue forward here. Over on Bitcoin futures for the daily, very similar. We did pump beyond that support resistance area above that 82, 83K. So if we can make a retest and a bounce, then that would be positive to help propel us forward. Our stochastic and RSI are pushing up. VWAP gaining strength. Momentum still has that bullish divergence. The money flow is in the red, but if that VWAP can remain bullish on lower time frames, we could see the daily pick up some strength. Remember, futures is not going to trade the next couple days, so watch Bitcoin, and if we form any kind of gap by Bitcoin pumping up or pumping down drastically, then that will change our outlook. Our stochastic is starting to round away. Momentum is starting to round. That VWAP does have a shorter high, so again, watch for a bounce off that neutral and a continuation forward. Otherwise, our bullish trend would be in danger here, as we do have a pretty decent rising channel, I believe. So if we kind of connect our lines, yeah, this is a pretty decent rising channel. This would be the second touch to the top. Usually, once we come back down, would be where we would reject, which could end up breaking us down just slightly. Again, if we broke down, that would be positive because that would create a futures gap forward to help propel us forward, and it would only push us right around that 80K, which would give us a higher low to help with that bullish trend. But I would watch for that to create its own rising channel that could break us away even further. So right now we are at a pretty influx point in my opinion, and we need that VWAP to make a bounce. If that VWAP starts to pull back and we break below this support level, I'd say right around this 82.2, then it's likely the bears could try to gain some control over us. So we're going to have to watch that in Bitcoin because remember, futures won't trade for the weekend. So stochastic is pushing up on Bitcoin for the daily. We blew past that support resistance area. VWAP is gaining strength, pushing momentum higher and giving money flow strength, potentially going to push that money flow into the green, which would give us those strong green candles. Over on the 1 hour, though, we do have that same potential for a rising channel. So if we get our parallel channel and then we connect our bottoms and then stretch that to the top, this would be our second touch to the top, and we would approach our third to the bottom, which would be a very similar breakdown point of probably around that 80K. Yeah, right around 81, 80K. Our momentum is starting to round with the double red dot as that VWAP breaks into bearish territory. If this VWAP continues lower here and does not get back above that neutral very soon, then I would exercise caution and watch for that bearish scenario. We also have a long upper shadow candle here, which if followed by a strong red candle, would suggest bears are gaining control as the bulls tried to push us beyond this range and they were unsuccessful. So not looking too great there. Again, just watch. We could still have some higher lows with higher highs, which over the bigger scheme of things could help propel us forward. We just might see some short-term corrections. Over on graph for the daily, we are trying to break through this MPP projection of that value area low, struggling very hard with it, so we do need to break through this over the next couple days. Otherwise, it would be less likely that we would break toward the 11 cents, and we could get a rejection then. Our stochastic is pushing up, VWAP's gaining strength. Again, momentum does have bullish divergence. If total gets that bullish break, likely graph would follow because remember, total is the combined market cap of all the altcoins besides Ethereum. Over on the 1 hour on graph, our momentum is running up. VWAP is maintaining in the bullish territory, so this does look positive. If this can continue, momentum will continue forward. Money flow will remain in the green, and then we will continue to push forward on other time frames. This 2 hour is about to break green. The 4 hour is close to the green, and remember, when the 1, 2, and 4 hour break into the green together, usually that daily gets a strong push forward. Or if they break into the red together, they do get a strong push down. So keep that in mind. At VWAP on XRP for the daily is pushing forward, and we didn't break through that resistance like we did with everything else, so I would exercise quite a bit of caution here. Our momentum does want to push forward, our VWAP is trying to push up, and the money flow is trying to gain a bit of strength. Not too convincing though, so watch the lower time frames. Over on the 1 hour, it does look like we have some consolidation in this range, so this could be positive, because remember, consolidation after a push up can create a bull flag. But I'm finding it pretty hard to draw any kind of bottoms besides possibly one touch here, and a bearish break here. Now, that being said, this pattern would be very loose because of that bearish break, but if we were able to see it break forward, would push us right around that 237, 236 range. That stochastic does want to round away. VWAP did spike up and it is pulling back, but watch for it to bounce through the neutral. If it gets a short visit in the bearish territory, then we bounce and continue with consistent or higher highs or bigger waves. Then we would see that bullish scenario. However, if that VWAP does not get back above that neutral soon, I would watch for this pattern to get invalidated and watch that MPP target of that $1.90. So keep a very close eye on how this VWAP shakes out. Things are kind of in an indecisive point right now, and we are going to need to watch the next few hours to help give us a clear picture. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a great night. Hit the like and subscribe, and join us in that Discord.